Stop recording. Button.
Hi, you guys. I'm back. The Blind Bandit. You don't know any blind guy who is as cool as moi. So, you guys, come in. Come in, come in, come in. Come a little closer. Come in, come in, come in. Come in, come in. That's coming? That's coming? Okay, great. You guys are in? Cool. So today, this video is going to be, you're going to see from the title, it's going to be one of those videos. So let's just jump right into it. So today I was on YouTube, and one of my favorite YouTubers on here, Trudeau, his page is Travel Hop. He did a video where he was responding to his fans, and he got this really weird comment from, I'm guessing, a black woman who was kind of like, I can't remember what she said verbatim, but basically she was like, oh, she's tired of black gay men blaming women and kind of like, villainizing black women and taking their men and things of that nature. And it kind of, it took, I can tell it took him by surprise, you guys, though I can't see. But I can tell it took him by surprise because after he read the question, he was like, wow, and then the video ended. So I've decided I wanted to come and talk about it on my page because I have a lot to say. So This has been going on since the beginning of time. This is not anything new. This is not something that just started yesterday. This is not something that just started in 2016 or the 2000s or the 90s or the 80s. This has been going on forever. There is a very known but very quiet, silent, until recent beef that has been going on between black gay men and black women forever now. It was very silent at first, the women, we would kiki and we would do the things, but there would still be a big elephant in the room between black gay men and black women. I can only speak from a black perspective because I'm only black. So I'm only speaking from that perspective. I don't know about anything else being anything else but black. So I can only speak from the black perspective. You guys like my Mickey Mouse hat? I like it too. So there's always been this really silent beef between black gay men and black women because black gay men always felt like women would be our friend. We would be like the designer handbag. We were always an accessory to the black gay woman. We were always like the purse or the Louboutin pump or the diamond bracelet for women. We were always like the Birkin bag for women. We were always treated like accessories. We would do your hair. We would be your friend. We would, style your clothes. We would style you for events, and we would kiki and do all these things, and then we would have a disagreement or we would fall out, and then we would be all these punk sissies and faggots. And black women, from what I have gathered from a lot of videos I've watched, personal things I've had, conversations I've had with black women, have felt like we were over sexualized. We were taking their men as if these men belonged to them, and they did not like it. They did not like that. They did not like that the fact that these men were sleeping with us behind their backs and they had no idea. And then all of a sudden it became very visible to the heterosexual eye. For all the LGBTQ people, we've known this little secret about heterosexual men heterosexual identified men for years. This is something that we've known forever. It's always been like this unspoken thing in our community about these men. We hear stories about them. We see them. We hear the stories about them even when we're little girls and things of that nature, or little gay boys. We hear these stories like, oh, John, I caught John talking to that punk, and I think John be doing stuff with that punk. We've all heard the stories. We've all heard those stories as young gay men growing up in the world. So we've always known that, and a lot of women did not know that until quite recently, when this stuff started becoming very visible. The gays started speaking up more about the trade man, which we call DL. Heterosexual people call them DL men. We call them trade men. So if I say trade, just know I'm talking about DL men. They're just finding out about the trade man. So they're just finding out about trade. So everyone's in this frenzy, and everyone's in this join the hate train with gays. And honestly, this has really put the gay black man and the black woman in a very compromised situation, because on the surface, we love each other. We love each other. We call each other. We spill tea with each other. We do this. We do that. We shop. We laugh. We throw parties. We do all this stuff with each other. But then we have like this underlying beef going on, because some of us gays know these girls use words like punks and faggot and things like that to describe us. And they're our friend, and they use these words around us to describe other gay people, and we feel safe because we're like, oh, she ain't talking about me, she's talking about them. When in all actuality, she is talking about you, because the moment you guys fall out, you are those same punks, sissies, and faggots. Then with women, the black women, they feel like we're taking all their men from them. We're the ones engaging these men first. And it's not true. It's just not true. From personal experience, I've dealt with a lot of trade. I've dealt with trade on all different levels, because every trade is not the same. They're all different, but most of the time their mission is the same. They come different, they do things different, they approach you differently, but usually the mission is all the same. I've dealt with a lot of trade in my day. So from personal experience, here we go. I've never engaged trade first. Trade has always engaged me first. They've always saw me out in public. I'm friends with like their friend girls that they're friends with, or I'm in a group of people and they see me, or they find me on Facebook, or they find me on Instagram, and they engage you as a friend first. Most of them engage you as a friend first, because they do show you a little respect. The ones that know that when you carry yourself in a certain way, they respect you. If you don't, then they're going to come to you, dick out first. But for the most part, for me, I can only speak from my personal experience. They've always engaged me first. They come on my Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all the things, all my social media, or even in person. They engage me as a friend first, and they're really friendly, and they're, oh, that's my homeboy, I don't give a fuck whether he gay, type of thing. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay, and you feel good, because especially when you're young, you're looking for the approval from the heterosexual men. You're looking for the approval because you get beat down so much physically and figuratively by the heterosexual community, especially in the black community. You get beat down by them so much. So when one comes along and they're showing you sand bit of respect, you're like, okay, great. Like, oh my gosh, you're really engaged. So they become your friend first. You guys are homeboys and you his gay best friend, but dog, don't try me. So, they do the, oh, don't try me thing. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And you're like, okay, I won't try you because I'm just happy that you're my friend. Because once again, a lot of us gays, when we're younger, we're looking for the approval of the heterosexual man, especially the heterosexual man. So, things progress. You guys become really good friends. You guys start hanging out and he starts texting you, and then the conversation is about you guys and you and the things that you do, and then the conversation turns sexual, and you learn about all this. He tells you about all the sexual things he likes and the things he does with the women and all of the things, and then you tell him all the stuff that you do, and then the proposal comes. Just like that, there's a proposal. And it always happens like when you're hanging out with them, and it always happens when you least expect it. Because you're not expecting anything from them or anything like that, because, in the beginning they tell you not to try them. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to try. It's like my homeboy, this is my brother, I can, fuck with him on that level. Then comes a proposal. One night you guys are hanging out. This is a personal thing for me. This is personal. This is everybody's story, but this is my story. Personal. They'll hang out with you, and I can tell you guys a story. Like, one time I was hanging out with this boy I had met when I was working at a place. I'm not even going to tell the place because I'm not going to get into the things of the things, because somebody might see this video and figure it out, and I don't have time for the things of the things, because I am not in the business of exposing these men, because I know what could happen. So I met this boy through this job that I was working at. And I think he had worked there previously too, but he was a customer. And he would come in all the time. So we would joke and stuff like that. And he was like, man, I like the way you joke, man. You be joking me in, bro. I never met people somebody who can joke on my level. So that's how we pretty much connected by, joking on each other. So, eventually he was like, bro, we need to hang out. We need to smoke together, blah, blah, you smoke. I'm like, no, I don't smoke, but I eat edibles and, stuff like that. He was like, well, bro, we could just hang out. So eventually, we started hanging out. And, he engaged to hang out first. I never engaged to hang out because, A, I kind of didn't want to. B, I just knew the relationship between us would strictly be that. So I thought. So when he first engaged me to hang out, we was like, oh, bro, we need to hang out. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I really wasn't, yeah, we're going to hang out. So eventually one day he came to my job and he was like, bro, give me your number so I can text you, bro, so we can hang out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, a couple of days went by. I think it was the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. He texted me. He was like, bro, what's up? You at work? I'm like, no, I'm not at, yeah, I'm at work. I'm getting off in a little bit. He was like, oh, bro, you want to hang out? I was like, sure. I was like, but I need to go home first and change. I've been in these clothes all day here at this job. And he was like, nah, bro, bro, don't worry about that, bro. We just gonna come chill at my house. I don't live that far from your job. So, yeah, I'm out. When you get out, text me when you get off, and I'll come get you. And we'll, hang out and stuff at my crib. So I was like, okay, cool. Now, at this point in my life, I am very, I was very seasoned. I knew what could happen, but, he hadn't given me any indication that would have been, what was up. So I get off, he comes and gets me, we joking in the car on the way to his house. I mean, we joking, laughing about dumbass shit that we've been talking about. And so we get to his house and stuff like that, and got a nice little pad. I don't want to make this story long, but I gotta give y'all the story. I gotta give y'all a little scene. So he had a nice little apartment, nice little 1 bedroom apartment to himself. So I'm like, okay, this nigga on his shit. I think he was in the medical field. I can't remember what he did exactly, but I know he was in the medical field. So he was, probably making, really good money. So, we're hanging out, we're talking. He was like, oh man, let's watch this movie. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's watch the movie. So he pops in the movie, we watching it. It was a funny movie. It was actually Bridesmaids with Kirsten Wig and Maya, oh God, what's her name? Oh God, I can't remember her last name. We watched that movie, and then we watched Friday, and then we watched Friday After Next. And then it was when we watched Friday After Next, before we watched Friday After Next, he was like, man, I'm finna go get comfortable. You straight, I'm gonna go get comfortable, I'm gonna go get my weed, and I'm gonna roll up and stuff like that. So you straight? I was like, yeah, I'm straight. I'm the movie, and I'm like, well, I'm cool. So was it Friday After Next or was it next? It had to be Friday After Next. This is the one with Cat Williams was in it. So I'm watching the movie. I'm not really paying attention to anything. I'm on my phone watching the movie, laughing and stuff. So he comes back, and he got. I see what he has on, but I'm not. This is his house. We're boys, so I know how boys get comfortable. They get put on pajama pants. They'll have on a shirt. He got a nice body. Real nice. He kind of had a little 6-pack. Kind of real. His little V was showing, so I could tell that he didn't have on underwear. And I also noticed that I could see his print. So I'm like, oh God. I'm like, oof, bro. I'm gay, girl. I bird watch. When I could see, I wasn't always blind. So I want to make that clear too. I wasn't always blind. So just want you guys to know that I once could see. So I'm like, oh girl, I'm gay. He out here with his bird out, girl. And I'm like, oh my God, the G-Wagon is out.
YouTube now. Red circle. Watch right now. Dr. Heavenly. Shay Johnson Modern Hip Hop. Attachment.
I'm still, chilling, whatever. So he was like, man, I'm finna roll up this weed. I'm finna smoke this weed. Blah, blah, blah. So when how his house was set up, I don't have to tell y'all all that. So when he comes out of, because I'm about to make this story way longer than what it needs to be. So when he comes out, like I said, I noticed, he didn't have on a shirt. And I noticed that he didn't have on underwear because his pants were pulled where I could see his little V cut, and girl, his body was sexy as fuck. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. So when he comes around, this nigga ain't got on no shoes, though, nothing. So I'm like, this nigga don't really got comfortable. So he rolling up the weed. He looking at me. He like, bro, I can't believe we hanging out, bro. He was like, bro, I never thought that, I would be hanging out with like a gay boy and blah, blah, blah. So we started ignoring the movie and started getting into more of, us. And like, what he started talking about all what he likes sexually and what he be doing with the girls. And, he's kind of, hinting that that his G-Wagon, he was blessed. He started bragging about how he was blessed and how the girls would, not think he was blessed because of how skinny he was and all this shit. And, we just started, having conversation, engaging conversation. He was asking me things about what, gay people do, like Trade usually does. They want to know everything. They want to know all our secrets and all our things. And, at that point, I'm very seasoned. So I'm not giving him all of the tea, but I'm giving him just what he needs. So he comes over. He's smoking his weed. This is his house. He's smoking his spliff, honey. And we're still talking. And one thing leads to another. Next thing I know, he's standing. He stood up to go get the grinder, I believe. You know, the thing that grinds up the weed because he was going to roll another spliff. But when he comes back, he stands in front of me. But I'm looking down at my phone, so I'm not really paying attention I'm not really paying attention. I just know he had came and stood there, but I wasn't sure what he was standing there for because I think I was sending a text message or something, or I was looking at something on Instagram. But when I look up, I noticed that he is brick, honey. And for you girls that don't know what, you girls and guys that don't know what brick is hard. You know, he was hard. And I was like, oh shit, I almost called his name. I was like, we're going to call him Chocolate. Because he's very chocolatey. And Chocolate was like, hey, like, man, I'm high. I'm feeling good. Man, I don't mean no disrespect or nothing, but he was like, you gay, right? And I was like, yes. Yes, of course I'm gay. You know I'm gay. Like, we just had this conversation. So he was like, man, you know, next thing you know, hand reaches down, but you know the pajama pants have a little button on it. He reaches in and pulls out the G-Wagon. And I'm just like, oh wow, you are very blessed. Very. Because he was a good little distance away from me. Not a good little distance, but he was a little bit away from me. And when he pulled the G-Wagon, it kind of hit me on my chin, like boom, bam, bam, boom, bam, 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 bam. And I'm like, oh wow. I'm looking up at him at this point, like, wow. I was like, well, you are very blessed. And it was very pretty, and it was circumcised, and it was all the same color. It was just very beautiful. And he was like, man, I don't mean no disrespect, but you suck my dick. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And girl, it happened. And girl, he was very satisfied. And after it was done, he told me, damn, you know, I've never done that with a guy. And that shit was good. He was like, damn, I would do that shit again. He was like, but not with no other gay boy. He was like, I trust you because I know you're not going to tell anyone. And here's the thing. There's a very unspoken rule in our community that when we mess around with trade, you don't say anything because a lot of these trade will go to the extreme to keeping that secret. Some of them will, you know, hurt you or kill you to keep that secret. And it was very much that. Hey, Mom. And you know, it's not a competition out here. It's really not. We have to find, and a lot of women don't know that. They don't know that it's the trade that is engaging first. A lot of them think that it's the other party engaging first, and it's not. And I think that's where the miscommunication comes in at with why we can't bridge the gap and have a healthy conversation about the situation. And it's not us. We're not the enemy. Like, we're not the enemy here, women. And gays, the black women, are not the enemy either. We have one common enemy, and not really even an enemy or one common problem, and it's the trade. They're the ones that hurt us. They hurt them. And then in return, we hurt each other because they're hurting the both of us. They're lying to us. They're lying to the women. They're hurting these women. They're getting these relationships with these women and not being forthcoming about their sexual appetite. And then when the black woman catches them, the black woman, some, not all, they demonize the gay black man because they think, like I've heard plenty of black women say, not all, but some black women I know personally say that they feel like the gay black man takes their men. But women, I have a public church announcement for you. These men are out here for everybody. Do I think every man is gay? No. But do I think every man dick gets hard? Yes. And do I think when they want it to go down or they want to be pleasured, do they care who puts it down or pleasure it? No, I don't. I don't think they care because I've been in too many situations with a trade that have straight out become my friend and told me, oh, that ain't gonna never happen. Don't motherfucking try me. I'll blow your brains out. All of these things are the things. And then one night we're hanging out. The G-Wagon gets hard. And all hell breaks loose. Women, gays, black women, black gay men, we are not each other's enemy. We're not. We need to have a healthy conversation where we hear each other out. We dispel all the rumors and the things that are not facts. And we dispel all of the myths and the things that we've heard and the things that we've heard through the grapevine or such and such told me. We need to dispel all of those rumors and all of those lies and lay the facts on the table, have a healthy conversation, bridge the gap between the two communities, and realize that we're not each other's enemy. The common problem is the trade man. And for so many women that I've talked to, I've kind of dispelled some of the myths and stuff, and I told them my personal stories, and they get it. I don't expose the men. I don't tell who the men are. Have I messed with high profile men? Yes. Have I messed with men that have been married? Yes, unbeknownst to me. I did mess with 2 married men that I did not know were married when I started messing with them. But I quickly, when I did find out, I stopped messing with them because I just felt that wasn't right for you to be married and you know stepping outside your marriage. Have I messed with men that have had girlfriends? Yes. Did I stop messing with them because they had girlfriends? No, because I feel like even when you have a girlfriend, that has nothing to do with me. Long as you're not married to her and you said vows in front of God to her, you're free game. Do I feel bad about these things now? Yes. But did I feel like I was realer than running water then? Absolutely. And I have engaged in things out of vengeful, spiteful things also, because I've had girls who have been very mean to me, have said very nasty, derogatory things to me. And, oh, punk, my man don't like you. Oh, punk, my boyfriend don't even like punks. And then these boys become my friends, and then it's a different story. It's, oh, man, I've been wanting to fuck with you. I don't even like that hoe. They lie to us just like they lie to you guys about, oh, I don't like that. I don't motherfucking like punks. I don't like them motherfucking faggots. They messy. They this and that. They say that to you. Then they come to us and tell us, oh, man, I don't really fuck with that hoe, man. That hoe this, that hoe that. They pillow talk with us just like they pillow talk with you. But they're more forthcoming with us, with you, for me. They're more forthcoming with the gays than they are with the women, because they usually come out the gate telling us, what they don't like about you guys, and they kind of try to groom us to be who you won't be for them, especially sexually. I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be gone. A lot of heterosexual identified men engage in sexual encounters with other gay men because we allow them to explore their sexuality where the woman won't. The woman would judge them by the sexual things that they like. Most of them. Not all women, but most women would judge them and think that, Oh, he gay. I've had plenty of girlfriends. Oh, that nigga wanted me to lick his balls and then lick his ass. That's gay. Ain't that gay? No, that's just him wanting to be freaky and nasty with you. He lick your ass in your vagina, girl. Why can't you lick his ass in his ball sack? You're already sucking his dick, girl. What's the problem? And these trade men come to us and be like, man, she won't do this, she won't do that. And some of you women don't even suck dick. What am I whispering for? Some of you heterosexual black women don't suck dick, and these boys be wanting their dick sucked, and that's what the gays do. That's what we do for them, and that's just the truth. But I said all of that to say this. Black gay men, black women, we are not each other's enemy. Look at what the common denominator is in this equation. The trade DL man, not us. We need to have a healthy conversation and bridge the gap with our communities so we can not be underlying beefing or out loud beefing at this point with each other about these men that don't belong to either one of us. They lie to us and they lie to you too. So we just need to have a healthy conversation and really engage each other without harsh words, calling each other derogatory names, and just really have an adult conversation about this. I just wanted to come and make this video because I just want to engage in conversation. If you guys have any things you guys want to add or contribute to this and would like me to make a part 2 to this video, please comment and leave your comments below, and I would definitely get back to you guys. I would love to see what you guys out there think about this conversation. And I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Share it with everybody. Share it on your page. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching my video. Do you guys like my Mickey Mouse hat? Can you guys see my Mickey Mouse hat? Let me back my camera up a little bit. Maybe you guys can even see my Mickey. You like my Mickey Mouse hat? I love this Mickey Mouse hat. I actually bought it to go with a look that I did for Christmas. It was a success because you guys know I'm very into fashion. So, like I said, you guys like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. You guys want to engage in this conversation, please leave your comments and stuff below. I love you guys. And until next time, the Blind Bandit is out. Peace.
Stop recording.